So today I'm working on my Toyota Tacoma. It's a second generation Tacoma. It's that's from like 2005 to 15, I guess. And I'm gonna be changing the transmission fluid and the rear differential fluid. First, I gotta go to the store. I got two more things that I gotta have before I can get started. So one quick note while I'm on the way to the store, this trip actually serves a purpose because you want the transmission oil and the differential oil to be pretty warm whenever you're trying to drain it, just like you would when you're draining the engine oil, just so you can get all of it out. Alright, so this is what I'm going to be using to change my transmission fluid. So I'm using Redline MT90. This is what I found online that everybody said works good. They said it really smooths out the transmission. So it takes 1.9 quarts. So I have 2 quarts here. And then this is a bottle pump. This is called a fluid quart pump, but basically it's called a bottle pump on Amazon. I got it on Amazon Prime. It's like $4 or $5 or something like that. This one's made by Blues Lubricate. It slides down in the top of this bottle, and it's got a little hose because it's difficult to reach on the top of the transmission. So you'll need that. This is supposed to be a 24 mil socket, but I only had a 15/16, and I read around online that works just as well. So that's what I have there. And then some towels just to clean up everything, and a catch for the oil fluid. So that's what you're going to need for the transmission fluid. So there seems to be some confusion online about where the drain plug is and where the fill plug is, especially in relation to the engine oil. So that's what we're going to look at underneath the truck. And I'll make a note now that this is for a 6-speed manual transmission. None of this applies to the 5-speed, I'm guessing, the 5-speed automatic. Okay, so we're on the driver's side of the truck now. This is just right underneath the driver's side door. Sliding under here. Okay, so all this is really hot, so I'm gonna be careful here, but this is the drain plug here, and we're on the transmission, and then this is the fill plug up here, if you can see that. And then if you're looking for the engine drain, it's further up. Okay, so I just pulled the drain plug there, and it's still dripping a little bit. We've got some in our pan here. Try to lay out some napkins to catch any kind of spillage. I think if I had to do it again, I would take that drain plug off first, the fill plug up there, because it was kind of splashy coming out of the drain plug. But if you take the top one off, it should flow out smoother. So it kind of splashed everywhere, but we're gonna let it drip for a minute or two and then plug it up. All right, so now while we're letting that drip, we'll go ahead and set up our bottle and our bottle pump. So we got the bottle here. I already took the cap out from underneath here. On top here, set that to the side. We'll open this up. All right, so this is our pump. We're gonna stick this into the bottle, and then this side is gonna go into the transmission like that. We'll use this little extender here to go to the bottom of the bottle. Slide that in there. This drops in here, and it doesn't, the threads actually don't line up with a Redline bottle, but let's see if it'll still work here. Yep, there we go. You can see the fluid coming through here. Let's see the oil coming right through here. So as you push down, the oil comes out through there, and it'll go straight up into the transmission. All right, so now that we've kind of stopped dripping here, we'll go ahead and put the plug back in here. We'll take the fill cap out, and then we'll be ready to start filling it back up. So take the fill cap here, and you can see it's a magnet. Let's see if we can get a good shot of that. It's a magnet, and it's gonna have some buildup on it, so you can wipe the fragments off of there. That's like from, I guess it's just regular wear and tear, but also from kind of grinding your gears occasionally. But you can see it on there. We'll clean that up and we'll put it back in. All right, so this is the drain plug. It's magnetic on the end of it down here. And whenever we pulled it off, it had a bunch of gunk down here. So I was wiping it on the napkin like this, and you can kind of see how it's got a little bit of gunk left, but Actually, whenever I first pulled it off, this is the big glob that came off. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a pretty hefty little glob. I'm kind of wondering if the magnet on the end of this plug was kind of maxed out with how much nastiness was on here, and maybe there's still some more stuff that was floating around in the fluid that couldn't get pulled onto this. I'm sure some expert out there knows, but just an interesting thought. Also, I forgot to mention this earlier, this is a crush washer. It comes on it just like this. So whenever you screw it in, it kind of crushes down. You're supposed to replace these every time. I forgot to show that earlier. I got some replacement crush washers right here. I'm hoping that's the same size, and it looks like it is. All right, so let's see how that works. All right, so the crush washers are the same. I think you can see there, the crush washer on the right is the new one, and the crush washer on the left is the old one. Looks like the old one is a little bit thicker. The one on the right is copper, so I'm guessing it's a little bit softer than the old one. It's absolutely the same size though. I kind of have them offset there. It is the same size, and for anybody keeping score at home, the size is 11/16 M18 copper. Maybe there's a more correct way to do this, but it looks like it's going to fit for me. So this will slip right on here, and it'll sit just like that in the truck. All right, so we've got our clean drain plug and our fresh copper crush washer. We'll wipe this up a little bit here and put it right back in. So the crush washer's kind of getting snug now. The drain plug's almost in. I think this torque is supposed to be 36 foot-pounds. Don't quote me on that. You can look it up online. But basically, I don't have a torque wrench, so you're just going to kind of snug it down. This is aluminum, though, so you don't want to over-tighten it because it will snap off. So just kind of snug it up there. Doesn't have to be Herculean tight. All right. So we'll go ahead and take this out. All right, so this one is not magnetized. Here's our bottle setup. I have the red line bottle ready to go. Got the bottle pump in here. We're gonna slide it in the top up here. Let's see if we can't get some fluid to hop up in there. All right, so here we are on the driveway. Just took it for a test drive around the neighborhood, and everything's shifting really smooth. I don't notice anything drastically smoother about it so far, but obviously I wouldn't expect to see anything crazy in the subdivision. It wasn't driving bad before, it sure drives great now. I guess just time will tell how smooth it is. I've heard a lot of great stuff about this red line gear oil online, so we'll see how it works. Looks like it's all buttoned up. There's a couple drips left, but it'll dry up on the cases here, and then we'll be good to go. Thanks for tuning in.